Hello again, folks. So we've got a slightly different video today. Instead of doing a single topic video where we're focused on a single topic, today's video is more a Q&A type thing, except these are my questions. These are things that I've run into either lately or decided to do a video on, but it wasn't really enough to do a whole video. So I'm just gonna put them all together. If you want to skip, I'll put the timestamps in. I'm not sure if I'll be able to hot link them. I'm not sure how that works, but you can at least click on the bar and go to the right spot. My first one is customer service, because customer service is really, in this day and age of electronics and manufacturing, one of the few ways you can differentiate between brands. If the products are all being made overseas or in third-party factories, say, a lot of pedals are manufactured by the same companies, or at least most of the parts are. And then there's a company that is putting their name on it and selling it. Very often, never having touched that pedal. This is not a criticism, this is how it works. So they've designed a pedal, they tested it, they get samples, they do the artwork, they do all the testing, and then the company that's actually building the pedals might be building for 5 or 6 companies, and they're shipping for 5 or 6 companies. So this is how many of them work. It is how a company like Wampler, with just a few employees, can sell thousands and thousands of pedals. So, yeah, Wampler is the key subject here today. I have several Wampler pedals, and I've had a couple others that I just didn't keep. They weren't for me. I liked them, but it wasn't the right pedal. So, why? Because I don't have a few pedals. My board 4 pedals right now, and 2 of them are Wampler, and there'll be more. So the key is customer service. So the other day I got my Tumnus Deluxe, and I was doing something wrong in how I was trying to use it. I just didn't realize some of the fine tuning, and nothing major. In fact, kind of common sense stuff. Once it was pointed out to me, I just was brain farting. So I emailed customer support at Wampler. Very nice. Did not point out my idiocy. Very gently guided me to getting it right. And along the way, I mentioned that I have an ethereal that I bought used. The button, the stop button, is not so great. There was zero discussion of paying. There was no, well, take it to a local tech and have them fix it or anything like that. Immediately, it was, give me your address and I'll send you some switches. They're user replaceable. Just give me your address, we'll get them right out. And he sent me switches. I mean, it wasn't even, like, I hadn't even gotten to the point of like, well, what's the service charge on that, or am I paying, shipping or whatever. Normal things that you'd expect, right? Nothing. And it's not the money. It's the service. It's the idea. It's the fact that rather than worrying about the fact that I bought this pedal used, that I didn't buy it direct from them, that there's no warranty involved, they literally said, it's our pedal. The switch is bad. We're going to send you another one right now, ASAP, and take care of you. That goes a long way. That really says we care about our product, we care about our users, we care about, I'm not even a customer. I bought my Tumnus Deluxe off Amazon. Yeah, I'm sure, somehow they got paid for that. But my other pedals have all been used. It is what it is. But I'll be buying more. I'll be buying more Wamplers in the future. I've made positive comments since that happened. I've made positive comments before that, but that really, it says a lot about the company. And I thought that deserved mention. Not that I have a whole huge audience to tell, but, you know. The next item, and you've seen this on a number of videos lately on other channels. It is a disgustingly good deal, but depending on when you see this video, it might not be anymore, because currently it's cheaper than it should be. The Harley Benton 2x12 Vertical with Celestion V30s. Now, it is, I'm 5'10", and it is basically halfway up my thigh for height. It's a couple feet across. It is relatively light, but not flimsy feeling. It's got real corners on it. They're not, they're not high-end stainless steel, fancy stuff. But there's corners, and they're discreet. They're not, big and bulging things. The Tolex feels okay. It's not bad. The front grille looks good. No, it's not Marshall's $700, $800, $1,000 cabinet grill. But it looks good. And it was 2 screws to take off the Harley Benton logo. It didn't leave any serious marks. I can't see it from where I'm sitting, and it's 3 feet away. It's just past the camera on the floor. It sounds like V30s. It sounds good. But here's the crazy part. Delivered from Germany, it costs less than the pair of V30s cost if I go and buy those separately. So I got 2 V30s, a perfectly usable, decent cabinet, delivered from Europe for less than the V30s should have cost me. That's nuts. There's nothing wrong with it at all. I mean, I've been using it for a couple weeks. I figured I would give it a test run, make sure there was nothing weird, the wiring wouldn't shake loose, whatever, anything that could go wrong. I'm loving it. Certainly, you can spend more. You can spend a lot more. I'm not sure you can spend less. Particularly if you're watching this from Europe, I'm almost positive you can't spend less. Third thing, and this one's kind of weird, and I have run into this a few times. It's not one of those immediately obvious because it doesn't always happen. Your cell phone will make your amp and your guitar make funny noises. Cell phones emit all sorts of electronic noise on all sorts of spectrums, and they do it even if they're not doing anything. They do an update. They are checking for messages. They're doing things even in the background. And on a number of occasions, I've had my cell phone sitting on my desk with the Egnator sitting here on, guitar volume knob rolled off, sitting over on the stand, not touching anything, and all of a sudden I got strange humming coming out of my speaker, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And it goes away, and it's a few seconds. I'm like, oh, what the heck? Sorry guys, allergies suck. So move your mic, wow. Okay, move your phone. Got it. Move your phone out of your pocket, away from the amp, away from the guitar. Hell, put it on the speaker if the speaker is a few feet away, at least. Put it behind you. Get it away from the signal chain. So just keep it in mind, if you've got noise, weird noise you can't explain, check that your cell phone isn't in your pocket. Put it on airline mode or something, or whatever. Last item, and this one probably could do a real video, but honestly it's been done. I picked up a Hall of Fame 2. That's the TC Electronics reverb pedal. And in my case, I was shopping much more expensive reverb pedals. I was shopping the New Neighbor Immerse Reverberator 2. Things like that. And I finally said, you know what? It's not necessary for me. I'm not that level of musician. So let me try something more economical. And picked up the Hall of Fame 2. I got a deal on it, coupon at Guitar Center, and figured I would try it. And I gotta say, it's pretty damn good. And wow, that guy on a lawnmower going down the road is speeding. Literally, he's probably speeding. So, so I think it was more than worth the money. I am very happy. I'm no longer reverb shopping. It was, I mean, that was the what I've got on my board right now is a tuner, the Tumnus Deluxe, my Ethereal acting just as a delay, the Hall of Fame, and then my power supply. And yeah, I mean, I'm pedal shopping. I want another drive boost, but I'm looking at getting the Keeley D&M drive because both love that pedal show, and that pedal plus the Tumnus Deluxe covers pretty much everything I need in drive / boost / distortion. So it kind of simplifies the chain rather than having to get a couple of pedals. Particularly since I want to do a gig rig quartermaster, that reduces how many slots I need. Anyway, that reverb works great. So things I liked about it. I like that it's got the 3 tone print slots rather than 1 like on the old ones. Why? Because tone print slots are the defining feature of this pedal versus 90% of the market. I can custom build what I want, or I can go find something that somebody else custom built, stick it in one of those slots, and still have the knobs. So you can fine tune what you've got. Now, this leads to part number 2 that I really like. You can use it completely old school. I can stick that on Spring or Shimmer or Hall or Cathedral or whatever I want. Plate and use those knobs like a traditional pedal. I mean, obviously there aren't analog reverb pedals like this, but you get the idea. It can work old school. I don't have to hook it up to a computer. I don't have to know how to program it. None of that. I can throw that all out and go twist, twist. You know, what do I like? A little more, a little less. Great. But you can do that with a tone print. So, say I grab one of Pete Thorne's tone prints or Mary Spender's tone prints, or I think TPS has one. And I saw it on their show, I liked it, and I said, let me try that. But the default isn't quite what I want. Well, I mean, the knobs still work, right? You can still fine tune. More importantly, if you want to get high tech about it, you can tweak your tone prints so that the knob positions are correct relative to the other ones. So for example, if I have a spot that I like on Hall, but I want to be able to switch to a tone print and not have to fiddle with those other knobs. I've got 2 sounds I want, and I want to be able to just go click and get the other sound. I can fine tune the tone print so that those knob positions give me the result I want. That's awesome. That's great. And there's 3 of them instead of 1 like there used to be. That's actually why I didn't buy a used older one, is the 3 slots. I didn't care about the mash switch. That's about it. I haven't had any issues with it. I like it. The mashable switch is kind of cool, but not something I really use. I think that if you're in the market for a reverb with any kind of modulation, check it out. Because there's a lot of modulation options buried in that pedal. They don't make a big deal out of it. They don't publicize a lot of it. If you go digging, if you're the kind of guy who's going to dig into the guts and the electronics of it, using their tool, their electronics software, there's a lot there. You can really build some interesting effects. I haven't had any complaints. I was very favorably impressed. I kind of, in the back of my head, expected to be returning it because I wasn't happy enough with the sound, because I was shopping more expensive pedals. It's still here. I have no plans to return it, and I've stopped shopping more expensive pedals. Saved me about $100. Can't beat it. Take care all, have fun, and keep playing.